Greetings, friends. Sage here. It's noon on Thursday, December 19th. And if you're scrolling along, I invite you to join me for a 12-minute meditation here at noon on the East Coast. 12 minutes to just sit and be love together. In many ways, it is the simplest invitation in the world. And I wonder if you think about your life and you think about the moments of joy and contentment that you've had in your life. I wonder how many of those moments have just been being present with people who you love in an easy, open way. When I look back on my life, I feel like those are the moments that I treasure. And so that motivates this meditation time to intentionally sit back and be in a state of openness to love and openness to the present moment. I often talk about and think about how every moment is in many ways the same moment. We have memories of the past, we have ideas about the future, but the power of life unfolds in the present, in the moment that we're in. And there's power in that presence. At the same time, of course, life unfolds in seasons. And I'm coming to you today, I'm offering my beloved meditation from inside the sanctuary of St. John's Episcopal Church in Jamaica Plain, Massachusetts. This is the parish that my husband serves. And it's all decked out for Advent, as you might imagine. And so it's a lovely place to sit and contemplate the presence of love in every moment, and then simultaneously these seasons that we move through, these seasons of life. Advent is that time of anticipation of the birth of Christ, which so many people will celebrate in just not very long, 6 days, 7 days, very soon. And as I sit here in this beautiful stone church, it was built over 100 years ago, this incredible space dedicated to the life of Jesus, the call of a deeper life. I'm just thinking about that combination between the presence of this moment, the love that we are, and all that we are able to create in our lives with the gift of time and intention and collaboration and perseverance. Sitting in this church, I can't help but think about the builders, the architect. It's quite a feat to build a big stone church. Not that many humans these days would take up such a project. Our building projects these days tend to be much more, utilitarian. One of the opportunities of being alive is to create. And we humans have the ability to create some pretty magnificent things. So I'm thinking about how love is moving in me. I wonder if you might take the time to reflect on how love is moving in you, what you feel called to create in your life, to bring forth, and how we can rest in that kind of paradox between only having this moment and yet having the gift of vision, of imagining, of yearning, of longing that allows us to dream and then allows us to bring forth those dreams through the course of time. In the reflection I read this morning from Stephen Charleston, he was reflecting on this, that animals each have their own gifts. The cheetah can run fast, and birds can fly, and animals are incredible with their abilities. They have superpowers almost from our human perspective, and those abilities are very focused. And he was musing about what is the superpower of human beings, and he suggested that it's vision. It's our ability to dream up things like stone churches. And I think that's true. And at this time in our history, we've dreamed up a lot of things. We've dreamed up a lot of beautiful things. Some things that we continue to appreciate and care for, others that we move away from. We might choose differently. And so it's an interesting time to be dreaming and imagining and envisioning what we long for, what we wish to be a part of in the world. Because sometimes there's so much already created, we might think, oh, it's all been done, or it has to be a certain way because of all of the ways that have been thus far trod. But I would suggest to you that we are just getting started, and that if there is a dream in your heart, perhaps it's for something big like a stone church. Maybe it's something small. Perhaps it's just a feeling that you are starting to embody, that you want to embody more and more, and find spaces where you can be that full expression of yourself. Who knows? But if Stephen Charleston is right, it is this gift of vision. And I'm reflecting as I sit in this church and think about the energy that went into building this space, long after Jesus' death, of course. And then I think about who was there when he was first born, the story of he and his parents having to run for safety and seek refuge in a manger. I'm thinking about how our visions start pretty small. Sometimes we're the only ones that can see it. And how Jesus, that divine life, started so small, just this little child, protected by this young mother and father. And perhaps that's the invitation for all of us, is to recognize and honor the gifts that we have, the visions that we have, the dreams that we have. We have to sort of be like the Mary and Joseph of our own inner divine birth, We have to be kind of scrappy and faithful, and we have to face the vulnerability of our visions and our dreams, knowing that this is a vulnerable life that we live. I'm sure Mary and Joseph had all kinds of fears about whether they could care for this child, and each of us, I'm sure, holds so many fears about how life will unfold and whether we'll receive what we need. And that's the way love works. That's the way visions come in. That's the way the divine and the human interact. So if you're feeling scared or overwhelmed or uncertain, you're in good company. You're in very good company. And yet, who knows? Perhaps your dream, your vision, your particular gift of life that you bring to the world may one day be manifest like this big stone church. Who knows? We're called to rest in the power and presence of this moment, which is truly the only one we ever have, while simultaneously holding these visions of what might unfold, of where we wish to move, the direction we want our lives to work in, that movement of healing and creation. both exist right now. And in that way, this is a holy, full, and complete moment with our dream in whatever state it is unfolding in. Whether we are just holding that newborn child and wondering how we're going to make it through the day, or whether we're sitting in a large stone church built to honor that child. A large stone church, I will share, that, is in need of repair. So again, it's a part of a cycle. And that's the cycle that we all are invited into, the cycle of birth, growth, fulfillment, and then release, letting go, decay, and death. Birth, growth, fulfillment, on and on and on. These are the cycles of life. So in this Advent time, as we anticipate this birth, I know I am reflecting on all that is required to receive new life, new vulnerable gifts of life, and feeling the gratitude for the fact that life is always being born in each one of us. We're each so important to this project of life that we share together. So, many Advent blessings, friends. Bye-bye.